Before we get started, I'm just going to ask Connor a number of questions from media, but perhaps Connor, you can just your thoughts, reaction to the medical situation with Colby Cave. Your reaction and your thoughts on that.
Yeah, obviously this is devastating news. I mean, I just think Colby's such a strong guy. He's a good Saskatchewan boy, so he's as tough as they come. And if anyone's going to get through it, I think it's going to be Colby Cave. But I think that all the fans out there, everyone just needs to keep Colby, Emily, his wife, and the entire family just in their thoughts and prayers, and just sending out good vibes for them, because I mean that's all we can do. We're all stuck inside, so we can just think and pray that he comes out of this, and pray that the family can get through it as well, because I'm sure I can't imagine how hard it is on them as well. So obviously it's devastating, and Colby's a guy that is so well liked in our dressing room. I'm sure he's so well liked in any room he's been in. I mean, he's such a good guy. So there's no real way to say and express how you're feeling about it, but obviously it's devastating, and you just pray that he wakes up and the family's okay.
Thank you. Earlier today, it was announced that the Oilers players have gone together and made a contribution of $100,000 for COVID-19 assistance. Maybe speak about what's behind that and why players felt this was important.
Yeah, this is something that has been in the works for a long time. A lot of back and forth. We wanted to do something right away, and it's gone a little bit slower than we anticipated, but it wasn't a tough sell at all. Everyone wanted to be involved. Just working out the logistics of getting the money and how we were going to do that. I mean, that was the slower part. So it's obviously important that the Oilers are contributing to the community. Obviously Alberta and oil country is suffering, both through the economic times and obviously through COVID. So it's definitely good for us to step up and help out any way we can, and try to affect as many people as we can.
First question from Jim Matheson, Post Media. You've started this 15-minute video workout that you've been doing on social media for those that are at home. He's asking sort of what's behind it, and then his question, wondering if you had to dumb it down for the likes of Jim Matheson or other members of the media going in.
Yeah, I mean, the idea came from Jeff Jackson, my agent. He called me very early on. When he's got kids that are a little younger and need something to do, and we're sick of playing video games. So he wrote down a couple exercises on a whiteboard, and his kids were able to do the workout in 10-15 minutes, and still get their activity in. So he thought that there might be something there, and he brought it to Gary and I, and thought that we could put something together. And obviously with the help of Gary, putting workouts together and running it through his social channel as well. I think it's gone over well, and then hopefully kids, and I'm not sure if Jim Matheson's doing it, but hopefully kids and other people are doing it at home and trying to find a way to stay active during this time.
Question from Terry Jones, Post Media. A lot of Oilers and hockey players, etc., are associated with charities. Just wondering how maybe your charities or other charities are dealing with what's going on at this time as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different stuff going on. I know Jumpstart started a program. It's important that we're all doing our part and giving back. Yeah.
A question from Stephen Semis from Hockey Night in Canada. They're doing a poll on goals of the year, and your goal, where you deked Morgan Riley and scored, has made it to the finals. What do you have to say about that goal, and maybe that the fans have responded so strongly for it?
Yeah, obviously that was a special goal, to score that in my hometown in front of lots of friends and family. That was special, especially the Oilers and myself have struggled playing in Toronto in the past years. So obviously to get a win and score a goal like that was special to me and special to my family. So it means a lot that that the fans responded so excitedly to that, and voted me into the finals. That's real exciting. And last year I had a goal of the year candidate. I'm not sure if it ended up being goal of the year, but it's something that I take a lot of pride in to try to be in that category each and every year.
The Central Scout rankings came out yesterday. Joshua Clipperton from the Canadian Press, looking at the NHL draft this year, which may be online. Just wondering if you're thinking about guys like Lafreniere and Byfield and what they're going to miss out on from the NHL draft. What was it like to be there in person, and how different do you think it would be without that opportunity?
I was actually joking with my friends that they were lucky they don't have to do the combine, but obviously they are going to miss out on a lot. It's such a special experience. Even the combine is as difficult as some of those bike tests are, but they're going to miss out on a lot. And but it is what it is. There's lots of people missing out on lots of things right now, and but we all got to do our part. And unfortunately, they may have to give up their draft experience, but the important thing is the draft and getting drafted. And if you don't get drafted, it's not the end of the world either. There's still lots of guys that can make it after that. So it's obviously a little bit of a different situation for them, but it is for everyone else as well. So yeah.
Sticking with the draft, couple questions from Daniel Nugent-Bowman at The Athletic. Just going back to the draft lottery, which is something that at some point will be coming up. Just wondering what that was like for you that day, maybe driving to the studio, wondering what was going to happen, just how it was for you, and what were you thinking about or talking about with your parents?
Yeah, my whole family was there, my mom, dad, and brother. We all went down to the studio. We had dinner beforehand, so it was a long day. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. It's kind of the only time you can really just picture yourself on 16 different teams. I think it was definitely a different day. I think we ran the lottery test mock thing. I don't know what it is, where it just has all the odds and it spits out a team. I think we ran that thing probably 100 times that day. So you obviously never know what's going to happen. And if I were to do it over again, I would definitely not. I wouldn't have gone to the studio. I just think it was something that we were hesitant on originally, and it turned out to be for good reason. I mean, it was going to be an emotional time no matter whatever team was picked, and obviously Edmonton was one of the possibilities, and we were surprised, and people thought I was upset and made a big deal about that, which wasn't the case at all. We were just more in disbelief than anything. So if I were to do it over again, I definitely wouldn't have gone to the studio, but it was definitely a wild day for sure.
A question from Tim Campbell, NHL.com. Thinking about in the past when you've had vacations or breaks, how difficult or easy is it to get back to skating, and how quickly do you find you find your stride and maybe skill set that you're not able to practice right now?
Yeah, it's always tough. I'm a guy that doesn't take much time off the ice at all. Maybe a couple of weeks, but obviously going through the injury this summer, I was off for a long time, off my skates for probably 3 months. So we're looking like we're going to be in that type of a situation here. So maybe lean on that experience a little bit, but it's always tough when you're off the ice for a while and you got to come back, because you can't really replicate the type of cardio that you need to play hockey, and you can't really replicate skating at all. So you can run as many stairs or bike as many whatever on your spin bike as you want, but you can't replicate it at all. So it's important that we get the guys back on the ice as soon as possible, and we'll make sure everyone gets the time they need to get back up and running, and make sure that it's safe to return to play for everybody.
A lot of ideas are being thrown around for playoff formats. This is from Stephen Wino, Associated Press. What do you think, from what you've seen or what you're thinking, would make maybe for the fairest Stanley Cup playoffs?
Well, I said in in a press conference, a Zoom press conference a couple of weeks ago, that the fairest season is a full season. I think if there's any way we can get a full season in, that means for the Oilers finishing out our 11 games and hopefully making a playoff spot and playing in the playoffs, regular playoffs, best 4 out of 7, and so, but it's looking more and more like that might not be the case as this goes on, but there's lots of time. I know guys are preparing to possibly having to play in the summer, and guys just want to play. So whenever that is, we don't know, but I know guys are still preparing like there's going to be a season.
Question from Mark Spector, sportsnet.ca. As a prominent face of hockey, what's it been like at a time like this when hockey takes a backseat to pretty much everything?
For the first little bit, it was actually okay. I was enjoying some nice downtime, but I was actually sick myself, so I was recovering from being sick as well. So for the first couple of days, it was okay, but now it's dragging on, and it's wearing on me, and it's wearing on everyone. So I think we want to get back to regular life as we know it as soon as possible, and but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're taking care of everybody, and health and safety is paramount right now. So we all got to do our part to fight this thing together.
More of a lighter question from Jonathan Davis, NHL Network Radio. Which player, in your opinion, is the best or most creative chirper on the ice?
There's not a ton of chirping that goes on the ice, but Doughty's always talking. I think whenever I play Doughty, I'm talking to him every shift. So, and he always likes to remind me, when he stops me, and if I find a way to score a goal or get a point in the game, how he probably wasn't on the ice. So he's one of the best D-men in the league right now, if not the best, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. So it's always a fun battle to go up against him.
One final question, Reed Wilkins from Ched Radio. How would you sum up mentally how you've been able, or how you've been handling about this, not playing, not knowing when things are going to restart? How do you handle it mentally?
Yeah, mentally it's tough, but it's tough for everyone. I think that kind of makes me feel better knowing that we're all in this thing together. It's not just one person that's stuck inside. It's everyone. So, and this is where you lean on your family, your friends, and all your loved ones. I mean, I'm calling my parents all the time, calling my brother all the time. I got buddies back home I'm always talking to. So this is where you need to lean on your loved ones, and not only for yourself, but to make sure they're okay as well. So we all need to help each other through this crazy time, and we do that by staying in contact, whether it's Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. So I've definitely been doing that a lot.
Thank you very much, Connor. Thanks to all the members of the media on the call, and everybody stay safe and have a good long weekend.
Thank you very much.